Hello, everyone. I'd like to introduce to you Glenn Davis. Glenn is an executive of a large building company. He's the sales manager of that building company located in Queensland here in Australia. And Glenn hired myself as his executive coach when he transitioned from his previous role into his current role as sales manager. So welcome, Glenn. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
me
Chris. Thanks, mate.
because we've had some great wins and I think it's worth sharing. So, from the top, mate, what specific challenges were you facing as you started your role as sales manager?
Oh, look, I think there was a number of challenges, Chris, which obviously you've helped me in all areas. We had a lot of us, quite a big skills gap in the business. Obviously, a margin gap, if you want to call it that. My job was to obviously improve the margin of the business and obviously to hit the ground with instant increase of revenue. So,
Right.
um,
Can you
across
talk
those
about
three
the
areas.
skills gap? What did you face? Like you walked in the door first day, what did you face on a skills gap?
Look, just people in the business from all kinds of backgrounds that needed to essentially, yes, be brought up to speed with just some basic training and knowledge in the most basic of sales skills areas. I guess it had never. We conducted a skills audit, as you know, and the skills audit of that kind had never been done in the business before, and it helped us easily identify where individuals in the business were at and where I could most tailor my services to help my sales team.
How did our coaching sessions help you navigate the transition into your new leadership role?
I think, as always, Chris, you've just always been there as a shining light in the background and given me confidence. I guess a lot of the times I sort of knew what I was thinking and where I was going, but you just sort of helped grab me and point me in the right direction and wind me up and let me go. So it's just always been good to have that, I guess, mature, experienced head on your shoulders behind me and giving me the confidence and having the confidence in me to help me do the job. So for me, that probably means more than anything, to be honest, just having someone in your corner that's got your back.
Wow, lost for words, mate. That's humbling. Very proud. Thank you very much for saying that. Can you describe a particular insight or a strategy from one of our coaching sessions that had like a significant impact?
Probably regarding standing behind my decisions and going to management with my instinctive opinions and feelings on things that would benefit the business and not sort of, I guess, caving into telling them what they want to hear. I can't really and don't want to go into too much detail about a certain issue, but there was some particular certain issues I faced when I first commenced in the role that were huge issues in the wider business
Mhm.
that had to be solved, and I just had to really sit my position on it and back myself and go to management with that. And obviously, management backed me, and we pursued that path, and it's worked out for the better significantly in more ways than one. So,
That was
yeah,
confidence in
just
your.
having the
Yeah.
confidence to stick to my guns and back
Yeah.
myself in my decisions.
How did coaching support you settling into your like your 30 day, your 90 day, and right up to now where you're at 180 days? So how
Yeah.
did how would you describe how it helped you?
Look, again, probably just the confidence of sitting down with you, because obviously we've worked together before, and the confidence of sitting down and setting goals for me on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Because let's be honest, we all um, don't do that very well if we haven't got someone standing behind us, keeping us accountable.
Accountable, right?
I'm one of those. So that accountability for sure. Again, because I've worked with you before for such a long period of time, honouring my word to you of what we agree each week of what I'm going to do. So it's just, yeah, it's that accountability. And, it's like when you wake up on a Sunday morning and if it's raining, well, you're going to lay in a bit longer, aren't you? How many
Yep.
of us get up and go for a jog or go to the gym? Well, only a small few. So it's that accountability. I think as humans, our natural position is to fall out of that.
Mate, what improvements have you noticed in your team from when you
Significant
walked in
improvements.
the
I mean,
door to where we are today?
engagement, I've got the support of my team. I've got to be honest, I feel like I've got the support of my team around me. I feel like some of the people in my team would go to war for me, to be honest with you. The culture
It was
has
a bit of
definitely.
a transition. Some just had to go off and open a new chapter for themselves. So
Some did, yep. Some had to go. I've brought plenty of new people in, and we're moving forward in that new direction with the new vision and the new culture and the new structure. So I've set a new sales team structure since being in the role, and the majority of people are on board with that. But for the benefit of the business and for the benefit of us as individuals, I guess enjoying our job and enjoying our workplace better. Yeah, look, most people are on board with it, and I'm just happy.
you've noticed the lift.
Oh,
Performance has improved.
definitely.
Can you
Performance,
speak to
revenue's gone
culture a
up.
little bit, Glenn? Can you speak about the culture, like what it was like on day week one, and how you feel is
It was quite toxic. There was a lot of, or a number of, not a lot, a number of people in the business that were set in their ways, and I guess established habits within the business that suited the individuals and not the business. The way they dealt with customers, the way they handled sales leads, the way they did their sales calls, the way they did or didn't complete their CRM. All these habits that were formed wholly and solely to suit the individuals, and the business was being neglected. So obviously that had to change, and we've changed that. I've got the people on board with that. And I guess, to be honest with you, Chris, one of the biggest things I feel like I've had a advantage to the business I'm with is because I come from my own business and I come from a bit of a real world. I guess I can relate to people. I've got a bit more of a real world, hands-on approach to most day-to-day things. And, I guess I've been down in the trenches of business for many, many years, and decisions are made with thought process behind them, not just off the cuff to suit a particular individual. So managing that and finding that middle ground for both staff and business has gone really well.
how would you describe how coaching assisted with the transition, like your mindset, not getting rid of your roots, but how did you transition into an executive role?
I guess it was probably just the difference in an approach. So I guess when it's your own business, you can go in there the next day and just go bang, 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 and that's done. When you're in an executive role, it's sometimes not that easy to just make things happen like bang, like that, like you can in your own business. So it's probably helped me be a little bit more, well, not probably, it's helped me be more strategic and more methodical, and probably a little bit more calm, and approach things in more of a longer term vision.
Yep.
Than, again, when you're in small business. Like I said, you can just go in and click your fingers tomorrow, and I'm doing that now. That's it, done. It just doesn't work that easily when you're in an executive leadership position. So that mindset change helped a lot with your support there, and just the approach on the way that we did things versus how we used to do things.
So did you have any initial hesitations, putting your hand up and say, I've got a new career? Can you help me with my transition?
No, not at all. I mean,
hesitations?
when I was offered the role, that was the first thing that came to mind, that I was taking you with me, and I would probably do it again if I was to leave and get another role. No matter what that role was, I feel like I'd probably do that executive leadership training again, because it just felt like you helped me find my feet within the business, find my feet with, I guess, my expectations from the business, and helped me deliver on those.
Yeah. I guess my last and wrapping up question, mate, I really appreciate your transparency and care, and not forgetting your employer has now got a result out of the sales team that they have not had for many, many years. Stability, culture, everyone working with you, like as opposed to.
Oh, look, I haven't waved a magic wand, and I wouldn't say that, yesterday was rain and today's rainbows, but let me tell you, it's 300% better than where it was. Like you said, there's stability now. We've got a new, fresh team who are energetic and enthusiastic. The energy in the business and I guess the positivity from people was not like that when I started six months ago.
Yeah. Credit to you. Would you recommend this coaching program to any new sales managers? And if so, why?
Look, again, I just say that I think it just gives the individual some insight into, probably different ways about perhaps doing things. And not only that, you're an experienced man. You've got plenty of business years under your belt, and it's good to bounce things off you and run things by you and get different ideas and different suggestions. And I think for me as a sales manager, it's been invaluable. And I mean, even I wouldn't care if you're a sales manager, general manager, business owner, finance manager. I think the leadership course that we did together, or coaching that we did together, was invaluable, absolutely invaluable. And I think everybody in an executive leadership position would get a huge amount of value out of it.
Yeah, I guess from my experience, those first 90 and 180 days of a new employee coming into a business, thinking about it from that perspective, it's critical that they hit the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Running.
Positive and running, and not taking 3 months to come up to speed. That is intangible.
Yes, definitely. And you helped me with that. To tick the box 100% there. Like, you'd probably be a little bit more hesitant in your new role to go out on a limb and do certain things or suggest certain things. But working with you, as I said earlier, gave me the confidence, helped me, make a decision, back my decision, be strategic about it, implement it. And I did. I hit the ground running. I hit my 30, 60, 90 objectives.
The most important thing, mate, is how your team has rallied around you.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be my biggest win.
If it takes 3 months for another person to come up to speed, that team is then rallying around you in 6 months.
Yeah.
Like everything is just pulled forward, I think, and you've grown, and I hope it always works out, mate. And they're very lucky to have you. Put it that way.
Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it.